Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. In today's video, I want to talk to you about meditation, how it has been changing my life, and recommendations for anyone who wants to toy with meditation or has heard about it and wants to get started. Now, I want to make a couple things clear before we jump into the video. This is not about transcendental meditation. This is not about certain mantra meditation. These are going to be based off of meditations that I've found in certain apps, as well as my experience with Buddhism, Buddhist retreats, and what I found has just helped me personally in my own life. If there's a certain type of meditation that you find helps you, that's totally cool. This is one man's theory on meditation, and I'm going to jump into 3 big ways that it's been changing my life, and then at the very end, I'll hit you with my recommendations. So I'll have all that timestamp up below, but if you want to jump into meditation, maybe see how this might be able to affect your life a little bit differently, this is single-handedly the thing that is changing my life right now the most out of anything else. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So the first way that meditation is changing my life is with my negative self-talk. We all have a narrative, a voice in our head that is constantly going whether we're aware of it or not. And what meditation has really helped me do is be more aware of the voices that are mine or other people's, my own thoughts. It's this metacognition. It's this ability to be able to see yourself as an outsider. It still may be yourself, but you're being able to actually see what is going on inside your head while it's happening. We have a certain narrative that's playing just in the background music in our head. We don't even realize it's there. And this has been a game changer for me, being able to actually see what that narrative is, to hear the voice that I'm saying to myself and to recognize, oh, you know what? That's not actually very nice, Kia. Is that something you'd say to a friend? That's a turnaround that I love. I say, Kia, is that something you'd say to a friend? I end up beating myself up a lot, not even realizing it. I think a lot of us do this, honestly, because it's just the way that we're programmed, right? We're programmed to want to do better. It's kind of the cynical outlook on the world, just from our reptilian brain from ages past. And that metacognition for me really helps me be more present, be more kind to myself. Honestly, that's what it is it gives you the tools. And the way that I think about this is that it gives you almost this next layer, almost a film, to be able to see life in a way where a lot of people say, oh, when I play guitar, that's my meditation, or when I go on a run, that's my meditation. You can do all of those things while meditating, but I don't think that those things actually build a meditative skill. I think it's often confused with like a sense of flow, but to me, meditation has been a way for me to sit down and really focus on understanding what is going on inside of my brain and being able then to take control and just to see these things. It's less about trying to quiet the mind and more just being aware of what's actually going through your mind. And so for me, being able to quiet that negative self-talk, or if I have that doubt, if I'm starting to beat myself up, I'm able to catch it quicker, turn it around, or just let it go. One story that I think sums this up very well, I've mentioned this in another video about the 4 agreements, but it's understanding and recognizing my own assumptions. So trying to get back into online dating, and I had a Bumble match the other day. And if you don't know Bumble, it's an online dating platform. And I had a Bumble match, and the girl reached out to me and said, hey, what's up? And I sent her back a voice message. Hey, great to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And then she unmatched me and without responding or anything. And in my mind, what did I say? My approach is off. What could I have done better? Blah, blah, blah. Where instead of what meditation helps me do is catch that thought and then to kind of reframe it and say, it could have been a zillion other options. Do I have any actual data that what I'm assuming is the worst, is that I'm ugly, that I'm not enough, blah, 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 the story that I'm creating for myself, do I have any actual evidence of that? And I don't. And it could have been a zillion things. It might be that I was ugly. That's very a possibility, but it might have been all these a million other things. I simply don't know. And so rather than latching onto this one and then believing that, trusting that as reality, that is the story, it was because X, Y, and Z, the meditation has really helped me be able to catch that and say, well, Kia, actually could have been a zillion other things. Let's see if maybe there's more to this story. And so it helps me kind of catch that and then also reframe things and say, maybe there's another possibility. What is one other option? How else could this have played out? What's one other way that this might actually have been true? Point number 2, when it comes to meditation, the way that it's been helping me is to be present. And I don't mean this in like some super Zen Buddhist way, although you can take it that way if you want. But I'm going to ask you something. When is the last time that you actually tasted your food? And I mean that. To me, being present has been a bit of a challenge. I think as someone who's very driven, I really want to accomplish things. I have a hard time being a human being. I find I'm often more of a human doing. I end up wanting to do things and running and creating things, and then my whole day is gone and I didn't even realize it. And what meditation has helped me do is to be more in the moment. And I know that's something we hear a lot, but a way that I see this actually manifest in my life is with my meals, with my food. I love to read while I'm eating. I like to watch movies or TV while I'm eating. I like to listen to podcasts while I'm eating. But I realized that when I do that, I'm not actually present. I'm not actually there. I'm not really tasting my food. And so when I say that to you as a question is, when is the last time you just ate and did nothing but eat and focused on the food? And I promise you, this sounds super weird, but it's a completely different experience. When you're there, when you're in it, and you pick up your bowl or your plate and you eat whatever it is, and you just focus all your attention on the flavors that are happening in and around your mouth, it's a beautiful experience. There's so many more sensations that I find that I feel, whether it's in taste, smell, touch, whatever, if I'm willing to actually be present and focus on those things. For me, in terms of meditation, has been huge, where I'll now be able to experience, I'll be walking and having things going on in my mind. I'll say, Kia, slow that down. Let's just be here right now. I find so often our focus gets divided, and I think a big piece of what meditation does is it just helps you kind of bring that in, at least be aware that you're thinking, because that's something that I'm not often conscious of, is that I'm thinking, and rather than necessarily be thinking, it helps me just kind of be here right now. Number 3 is being patient. This has now been an opportunity to practice. When I would normally be frustrated because I'm either in a waiting room or I'm in traffic or something, I think, okay, now I have these couple minutes. I call them meditation snacks. So it might not be like a 10, 20, 30-minute sit, but if I'm in the back of a cab and we're in traffic, we're at a red light, I think this is a minute to meditate. And I'm not closing my eyes and crossing my legs or anything in the back seat, but I'll just, again, take that moment and just be fully present, be aware. Same thing if I'm at the doctor's office, the dentist's office, and I'm sitting in the waiting room. Rather than picking up a magazine and scrolling through Glamour or Vogue from 2 years ago, I just say, let me take this as a moment to practice. I'll focus on my breathing, I'll be present in the moment. And getting those little meditation snacks for me, I found has really helped those moments when I would normally be maybe aggravated or feel that tension of time. Just be more patient. I see them as opportunities. Now I'm like, oh, this is kind of a nice 5-minute break, because now I get to jump into a little meditation in the back of a cab, whatever it is. And these moments of being present just kind of highlight the day. They add these little kind of pinpoints to the day where I can actually look back and see what happened in my day, because I was very conscious during those moments. And speaking of punctuating the day, if I don't punctuate the day intentionally, it'll get away from me. And so instead, what I've started to do is think about certain moments of the day as a forcing function to be present. And like I said before with meals. So now every time before I eat, I didn't grow up very religious, but I don't say a prayer, but I'm just grateful. I'll just take a second, I'll go stand by the window, I'll look outside, I'll be present, and I'll say, wow, this is pretty amazing that I'm here, I'm eating this food. I'll look at my food and hold it up and actually be like, wow, for all the people that went into creating this meal, not just me cooking it, but the people that had to grow these vegetables. And so every single meal, it kind of forces me to be grateful. There are also certain times throughout the day when I'm leaving the gym, the walk from the gym back to my house, that I find is a good opportunity. It's just sort of this, it clicks me back into present mode. And in that 10-minute walk, I try not to think about anything or get caught up on my day. I just try to smell whatever street food is being cooked. I just try to listen to the cars. I try to see the sun rise up over these beautiful buildings. I'm out here in Penang in Georgetown, Malaysia right now. Who knows how long I'll be out here? Who knows how long I'll be alive ever? And those little moments of walking to the gym, every single meal, whenever I'm walking down the stairs, right now I'm living on the 16th floor in a high rise. When I get to the stairwell, before I walk down the stairs, it's always like this beautiful picture perfect landscape, because there's just such a view. And I'll just take 30 seconds, 15 seconds and just say, let me be present right now. And so whatever that is in your own life, finding those little in-between moments could be the game changer between meditating and not meditating. And it might not be you have to sit down for 30 minutes, and it could just be these little meditation snacks. And so when it comes to my recommendations, that's what I want to hit you with is, one, start small. It doesn't have to be a huge undertaking. There's something you've tried to do before and it didn't work. Slow down. Take a minute. Think about, how could I just start meditating a little bit, even if it's just being present? It doesn't have to be this focused, crazy thing. How can I just find moments to be present in my day-to-day life? That could be huge. Number 2, the app that I highly recommend, that was the app that got me into meditation, was Waking Up with Sam Harris. I'll link it up below. Cannot recommend this app enough. People, get on this app. There's a crash course, and then there's daily meditations of 10 or 20 minutes, and sitting for 10 or 20 minutes every single morning, getting into the habit of it, has been insane. But like I said, you don't have to start there. Just jump into whatever it is that works for you. And that is my third piece of meditation advice, is find what works for you. For me, it happens to be this Waking Up app, which is why I recommend it. But maybe yours is transcendental meditation. Maybe yours is having a mantra that you repeat. Maybe there's some sort of YouTube video, whatever it is. Don't give up after the first time if it doesn't click. There are a lot of different ways to meditate. Always remember, these are the ways that meditation will help me. 1, with my negative self-talk. 2, be present. And 3, be patient. And those are 3 amazing things that I think everybody could have a little bit more of. Wow, my hands look really orange. I didn't even realize that. I need to stop eating so many carrots. Thank you guys for tuning in as always, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.